treasure, but I don't wanna remember at all. I feel like I've done my time, still don't see the end in sight, but they say it gets better. I can't think of the last time that I went to sleep without anxiety, and I kinda miss the days I could go out to eat without crying over calories.
Since I am such a big influencer now, like 70 whole views, stop it. But I've invited all my friends to share a word that resonates with them, and someone has finally taken me up on the offer. You'll see her in just a minute. And in the car, I couldn't really think of a good like intro for this video, and it was just messy, but so I finally thought of one. She's just a really big inspiration to me, and as an old English teacher of ours would say, actually the one who the last video was about, she's one of the kindest souls I know. And I can't wait for you guys to hear this word that really resonates with her, and I hope to some degree it resonates with you.
I like your little lighting, brought to you by Reagan's iPhone flashlight. They can't see that. Anyway, so my word is joy, and the funny thing I hope you know this is all going in the video. Oh, here's this queen. I got her that. Okay. Anyway, okay. So my word is joy, and I think the funny thing about joy is that our society kind of shies away from the word nowadays, especially in like comparison to happiness. Joy has such a, I think, permanent and like powerful connotation that it seems almost unusable in a world that is so painful and kind of inconsistent. But what I've actually found is like quite the opposite, because if you compare the definitions of happiness and joy, happiness is a natural reaction to something. You can't force it. It's something that comes naturally. If, you know, it snows and you get off of school, then you're going to feel happy. When it's your birthday, you're probably going to feel happy. It's something that's natural. While joy is more of a mindset. It's a choice to be content no matter what is happening around you. And I've really tried living this past year or so just with the mindset of I'm going to have joy instead of racing after this happiness, because a lot of my life what I used to do is chase this happiness when really to no prevail, because happiness isn't something you can force. It's only a natural reaction to something. And because happiness is a reaction to something, it is dependent on something else. And I made a lot of my happiness dependent on what others thought of me. If others laughed at a joke I said, or if others complimented how I looked, or if others thought I was a good friend, then I was happy. Or so I thought. And that ultimately led, for me, into the development of an eating disorder, where I controlled what I ate. And if I ate a certain amount or didn't eat a certain amount, then my body would look a certain way, and society would like me, and society would accept me, and that would make me happy. But the thing is, it never made me happy because it was something I was forcing on myself. And that's the dangerous thing about happiness, is if we chase after it as if it's something to obtain, as if it's something that we can force to happen, then it's never going to come. And we're going to think that it's our problem and it's us not doing enough. And so it ends in this deteriorating spiral where you're chasing after it, and I would eat less and I would get skinnier, and, you know, but I still wouldn't be happy. And I was like, okay, well, I just need to do more and do more. And eventually I found myself up in the hospital, and I spent the latter half of my junior year in the hospital, and then my senior year, or the summer of my senior year, in Chicago for recovery. And I realized something is not right. I'm not happy. This isn't what happiness is supposed to look like. And so what I really learned over that time is how to stop chasing after this happiness and to start pursuing joy. And I think it's one of the most abusive and one of the most degrading things to force yourself to feel an emotion. If you wake up and you have 3 tests that day, you're not going to be happy. You can't expect yourself to be happy. And I feel like a lot of the mindset that we force on people is you still need to be happy. And instead of trying to force happiness on myself, I decide to choose joy. I decide to be content. Yes, I have 3 tests today, but I'm going to choose gratitude. I'm healthy. I get to wake up. I get to be surrounded by friends. I'm going to choose that joy. And I've really found a lot of freedom for me in that. And when I'm allowed to wake up, and maybe I'm annoyed that day, because some days you just wake up and you're annoyed. I let myself feel annoyed. I let myself feel annoyed or worrisome or anxious or angry or sad. I let myself feel that. I don't try to make myself feel happy. And when I feel that way, when I let myself feel those feelings, I'm able to better accept myself. And I find that it's the greatest form of self-love. So I can then accept those feelings and feel those feelings, and then I can move on to experience joy in that circumstance. Because if I keep trying to just force this happiness on myself, then I'm never going to get there, because it's not something you can force. And when I'm allowed to just feel those feelings, and I can move on and say, okay, this is a small moment. This is a small moment of my day. This is a small moment of my week. I'm probably not going to remember it in a month from now. And so I can be here, I can choose joy, and I can feel these feelings and be present in the moment around me.
Very big brain. Very big brain. I liked it.